I'm still doing press from Vienna. I'm doing press for the performance of this kind of opera thing in Spain. I do a fashion line, and that's more press and different press. And then there's the actual work itself. There's always stuff with Russ and Leanne, my producing partners, every day. Read this, reread this, give notes on this, talk to so-and-so, etc. The ups and downs, there aren't any real downs, if you like shit. And apparently I quite like it. The real down is when you don't achieve as good a film as you wanted to make. But you just have to get up and dust yourself off. I'm not only an expert at it, but I'm a huge believer in failure, and that it's quite good for you. Maybe not always, but it is a good thing for you because it means you tried. The other downs, this happens to me almost never, but really almost never, but a big down is working with people who are not collaborative. That's a down. Working with a director who has control issues, as we say, where every creative decision becomes about whose idea was it, because even though, yes, okay, I like your idea much more, it's not mine, so I couldn't possibly use it because someone may find out someday. That's a big downer. In the theater, they're slightly different. The downer in the theater is when you're behind the audience and not in front of them. For producing, it's hard when you believe you have a good idea, a good script, a good project. You're always battling to find the money, to find the financing, if I had a list of the people I've called trying to get money to finance something, it would, I think, cover all these walls and the ceiling and the floor, which of course isn't very pleasant particularly, but if you want to do something, there has to be a price for it. And you have to want to do it enough to pay that price. And sometimes to pay it and repay it and repay it and repay it. But I don't even see that as a down, as in ups and downs. I see it as part of the process. Yeah, I want to do film X. I'm very sure no one else wants to do it. If they had wanted to do it, they would have done it, probably. So I understand people aren't interested if I want to go and direct a play in Mexico. But that's okay with me. And I've always believed if I did it well, they would be interested. And if I don't do it well, then they were smart not to be interested. So I have a fairly practical, I don't have a very artistic temperament. I have a fairly practical view of the kind of vagaries of this business. One of them being a lot of really talented people don't get to do anything. And I'd never complain because I got to do everything. But I knew a lot of talented people who, ended up working in a hardware store, doing things very far removed from what they loved and what they were good at. When you say big films, I assume you mean big budget films, so I assume you mean, for the most part, American films. Okay. Yes, there is a difference of intention. Those films aren't made for self-expression or artistic expression. They're made to make money. So, right away, the intention is different. But it doesn't matter if you wanted to do a big budget film about all the world's most obscure philosophers having a 12-hour uncut conversation with all the world's most obscure ornithologists. If it makes money, it's fine. It's totally fine. Everybody will be extremely happy. But if it doesn't make money, it's not fine. You see? So in Europe, if you work, now it's different a little bit. But say 15 years ago, I don't think filmmakers like Manuel de Oliveira or Raul Ruiz, they probably don't subscribe to Daily Variety or Hollywood Reporter, perhaps, and they don't look up their grosses every day. But if you ask me, is there really a difference between the work? No. People who make big movies want to do something good. People who make little movies want to do something good. And all of them, I think I can say this, there are one or two I'm not sure about. All of them would like people to see it, and they'd like it to be successful. One or two people I've worked with, I think, really don't like successes. And they really strive and make every effort to ensure that doesn't happen. But I don't think there's a big difference, really. Someone picks you up in the morning and you go to work and you try to make a good scene, and then you try to do that every day. And then they try to edit it and score it and move it through post-production. So in terms of the work itself, no. The culture, maybe a different culture, and obviously it's with a different budget and et cetera, but the work itself doesn't change that much.